everyone. So the Lakers had arguably their best game in years against the Milwaukee Bucks. It was definitely the best game of this season. And Anthony Davis continued to just be a monster and just really outplayed Giannis and was the best player on the court, hands down. LeBron James was fantastic. He played within the scope of the team. Not only did he play within the scope of the team, but he was LeBron James, right? He seemed like he had his legs under him. He seemed like he was making plays. He seemed to really control the game better. Russell Westbrook was fantastic. This was the best game the big three have had together, right? Usually it's like two of them, or, like one will have a really great game and the other two will kind of be like somewhere in the middle. Like all three of them played fantastic basketball, and all three led to a win. The role players, for the most part, weren't as big as they've been over the last few games, but nonetheless, it was a solid win. They still contributed in many ways, and hopefully, if we can kind of put it all together, get the big three to play the way that they played, get some of the role guys to step up, I really think we can make an incredible run. But now we're going up against the Washington Wizards. And this has trap game written all over it, right? Have the biggest win of the season. You're at an all-time high. You're coming off of that Pacers loss, all that stuff, and it's just like, boom, you got two back. We're good. We're back. We just beat arguably the best team in the league, a team that was 37-10. With their big three of Middleton, Giannis, and Holiday, and we just got the win. And then you're going into Washington, you're playing the Wizards. It's a team that you should beat, though they have been playing pretty well as of late, especially Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, since coming back from injury, kind of seems like Bradley Beal of like 2-3 years ago. He seems kind of reinvented. Kyle Kuzma, he's playing his old team, so he's going to want to have a good game. Porzingis has had some monster games, especially as of late. This just has the whole Lakers come into Washington after a big game, get the hangover, and end up losing. Problem is, the Lakers cannot afford to lose this game. They just can't. We should be, playing this game, and if we win, we're at 500, and unfortunately, we lost the Pacers game, so now we still have to play catch-up, and getting to 500 isn't enough. We got a very tough schedule in December, and we need to win every possible game that is a winnable game that we can, and look, you're going to drop some games, you're going to win some games, right? We should have beaten the Pacers. Many people had the Bucks, game written off. We beat the Bucks, we lose the Pacers. I don't mind that we lost to the Pacers, and, especially since we beat the Bucks, it's how we lost to the Pacers, right? It's not like we just had a bad game, they ended up winning. They had a great game, we had a bad game, we lost. That's not what happened in that game. We were dominating and winning that game, start to finish, up 17 in the fourth quarter. They let them come back and just took the foot off the gas pedal and ended up losing. And we can't make those same mistakes because Washington is that type of team. Washington's that team where we could jump out to a 17, 20-point lead and everyone thinks it's over. We take our foot off the gas. Kyle Kuzma, Bradley Beal, Porzingis, and all these guys start getting hot. And it's like all of a sudden we're looking at a Pacers game again. So we have to keep the foot on the gas because we cannot afford to lose these games. The Lakers need to win every possible game that is possible to win. Again, you're going to have the good games, you're going to have the bad games, There's going to be a game, against the Magic or something like that where you just lose. You're just like, man, nobody could hit the bottom of the net tonight, right? Nobody could put the ball in the hoop tonight. It was a rough night. Orlando just shut the lights out, whatever. And then you're going to have those games where you beat Milwaukee, you beat Boston, and you're like, oh man, this is the Laker team. They showed up. But what are you doing over the entirety? The problem is the Lakers just started the season off so poorly and are now playing catch up that they have to just give 100% and win as many winnable games as possible. It's not too late to turn the season around. It's really not. You still have LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis playing the way that he's been playing the last, 2 weeks or whatever. This is an Anthony Davis that could lead this team easily to the playoffs. This is a playoff team, the way that the Lakers are playing right now. Are they a contender? Some people might think so. Me, I still think we're a couple pieces away. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how we improve. I mean, chemistry can continue to grow. Players can continue to step up. Maybe you get a couple guys get more comfortable, things like that. But right now, I think we're still too LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook heavy. And look, I mean, when you have 3 stars, that's going to happen. But we're in if we had one more go-to guy or 2 more go-to guys, like I've said, like a Bojan Bogdanovic and if we get a Kelly Oubre, PJ Washington, 2 guys that they're not big names. They're not gonna come in and all of a sudden elevate us to. It's not Kevin Durant going to the Warriors, right? But it's players that can come in, and if LeBron's having an off night, can be a solid contributor and step up and kind of take over the workload a little bit there, and provide some of that scoring punch. Or if Anthony Davis is having, he's not having a 30-40 point game, he's having say a 15 point game, he's just off tonight, you got a guy that can come in and do that. But we need those 3 guys to be as big as possible night in and night out. And we need those guys to be able to, kind of take over each other's slack. Like if Davis is having an off night, right? And Davis is, we're against the Wizards and he's, in the fourth quarter, 15-4, we're down 5 or something like that. And it's like, dang, Davis is he just doesn't have it tonight. He's tired, whatever. Just a rough night, bad night, right? Russ needs to be able to step up and say, okay, I'll go get us 30 tonight. Or LeBron be like, all right, tonight's the night that I go for 40. Whatever. We need them to play to as high of an elite level as possible. And you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. As long as you have those 3 guys, you have the potential to play to an elite level every single night, right? Especially with Russ. Russ is such a high engine, nonstop energizer. But say what you want. Think what you want about Russell Westbrook. The one thing you cannot deny about Russell Westbrook, he always shows up to work and he always gives 3,000%. That dude is just go, 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 go. But one thing that he really did in the Milwaukee game that I want to see to continue from him is picking and choosing. He was very in control in that game, right? I mean, and he's done a much better job of being in control in general, but against the Bucks, I mean, he was a different kind of guy, right? I mean, his first 5 possessions, the first 5 plays he touched the ball, he got 5 straight assists, right? And he pick and chose, right? He was just really smart in just picking spots to be aggressive and get into the hoop, being aggressive, getting to the basket. He should have had 25 assists. That dude had several passes that should have led to buckets that just didn't. He was doing really good. He was great on the defensive end, right? I mean, fantastic on both sides of the ball. He made that real hustle play, that game-winning play. And really kind of sealed it for the Lakers. He missed the 2 free throws, but all in all, you take the bad with the good. You're gonna have 1, maybe 2 bad plays, but outside of that, he had 1, maybe 2 bad moments the entire game, and it was the missed free throws, and then he just had that one just rushed shot, right? And just great control the entirety of the game. He had 0 turnovers, and I'm not saying he's going to have 0 turnovers every game. No one, I don't care how, the greatest ball handlers in NBA history all have had games where you have turnovers. Turnovers are part of the game, especially if you have a high usage rate. But it's just, how is he playing? Staying in control, picking and choosing his spots. The Russ we saw against Milwaukee, that Russell Westbrook makes us scary. Because you don't know what he's going to do in that manner. And at any moment, boom, he's gone and he's by you, right? So he needs to continue to perform to that level. Start figuring out. You got to understand, too, the dude went from being the guy and being a starter and all this stuff to having to completely reinvent his game overnight, right? Everything's going to take time. It's all a process, but he has just been so good. And it's funny to kind of see the shift of just the fandom and everything like that, kind of just be in his corner, which if you've been a subscriber to this channel for a long time, I said would happen. But regardless, sticking to the Milwaukee game, and Russell Westbrook. That Russ is the key. Like, that is the X factor Russ. That is the guy that makes this team extremely terrifying. Because again, he's just unpredictable. The unpredictability for a defensive team. You're sitting there like how do I stop this guy, right? Where is he gonna go? What is he gonna do? And that's just a beautiful thing. But again, we gotta stay focused. This is the ultimate trap game here. This is the game that you could easily see us losing, them having a big night, and we can't afford to lose games like this. We gotta beat the middle of the pack teams, the Washington, stuff like that. I mean, we've shown that we're better than the bad teams. We're better than the middle of the pack teams, and now we showed we can compete with the best teams in the league. But we gotta keep our record up. We gotta chase that 500 record. Because we just had such a poor start. If we played the way that we've been playing lately since the beginning, we might be in top of the standings somewhere. But unfortunately, we're not. So we gotta make up for the lack of work we did in the beginning, which isn't the biggest thing in the world. It's fine. There's still a lot of basketball to be played, but we need to go out and get this game. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of this game? Do you think the Lakers get it done? Do you think they don't? Are you nervous? Are you excited? However you feel, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. I'd love to hear thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comment section below.